walk with the Guru, you walk in the light of existence, away from the darkness of ignorance. You leave behind all the problems of your life and move towards the peak experience of life. Happy Guru Purnima to all of you. I just welcome Dr. Neelam Guge. Uh, he just here to welcome you all and share a brief introduction about today's live speaker.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. I warmly welcome you all on this webinar on the Unshakable Mind. We all are dealing with current difficult situation during this pandemic. Many of us are facing stress, shaking mind, negative thoughts, depression, uncertainty, and mental health. In such situation, we need guidance, motivation, and positive energy. I am sure this event is certainly going to build positive and tough mind, which is need of an hour. A healthy life needs healthy body, healthy mind, and content. And this event is certainly going to be.
Sir, your voice is not audible.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now audible, sir.
Okay. I welcome a young media professional from Jalandhar, Punjab, who have over 12 years of industrial experience. He started his professional innings with the Times of India, Jalandhar, as a writer, followed by content writing, public relation with educational institutions, and as well as served as head of the department of journalism department of one of the renowned college in Ludhiana. He is a passionate speaker who loves to interact with youth, a perfect anchor who started his talk show by the name the Converse Talk Show on a YouTube channel, and a motivator who tries to spread positively and smile around. He likes being called as the blessed child of Vaheguru. Let's welcome Mr. Narula. Thank you. And now I hand over to.
May I start? Is it audible?
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning, everybody. I guess the voice is equal. Kindly put off the YouTube from your mobile phone, please. Hello? Yeah. So, good morning, everybody. Firstly, I would like to thank International Journal of Advanced Study and Research Work, especially Madam Priyanka, who on this pious occasion of Guru Purnima have organized this motivational webinar on the Unshakable Mind in collaboration with Sawant Institute of Technology and Research, Pune. Today, before I begin with my webinar, I would like to ask this question in your mind itself, either yes or no. Are you attending this webinar because your friend is here? Just yes or no in your mind, that's it. Or are you attending this webinar because you have to learn something? Yes or no? Or third, are you attending this webinar to get an e-certificate? Last but not the least, are you attending this webinar because you have to learn because of you? That is because I am here because of me, because I have to learn something. And yes, if you are here for yourself and not for anybody else, not for the e-certificate, just to learn and for your personal growth, just pat on your back or clap for yourself. because which is very important, and you should know
Mr. Naruda,
that.
sorry
Yeah.
to disturb you. Your voice is distracting. At your background is so.
Is it fine?
Yes, it's now fine, sir.
Okay, I have to start from beginning.
No, you can start it. No, you can start it right away.
Okay, right. Thank you for your information. All right, guys, I was asking you if you are here, to attend this webinar for yourself, for your personal growth, so pat on your back or clap for yourself, because it is very mandatory, or it's required, it's a need of the hour in this challenging phase that you should appreciate yourself, right? So today's topic is the unshakable mind. What is unshakable mind? If you divide, if you classify it, there are two words: unshakable, and second is mind. What is unshakable? Unshakable is strong mind. It is like when somebody say something to you on your face, some negative comment or some criticism, or he or she abuse you, or any other external factor. If you react to that, it means your mind is not stable. Your mind is not unshakable. It is shakeable. So how to have that, strong mind or the unshakable mind? Stay tuned, because in our next slides, I will be, describing how you can achieve this mind. Second is mind. Mind is a very, clever game. It plays with us. It plays with our soul. If I describe mind according to the Google terminology, then the mind is, thinking faculties. It's a set of thinking faculties which includes various cognitive and non-cognitive aspects. That includes emotions, that includes perceptions, assumptions, memory, thinking. Whatever you think, it's just due to the mind. Second, I have read somewhere, it's very beautiful lines, that mind is a very superb thing. You can fall in love with that mind, with your mind, if you use it correctly. And if you use it wrongly, my dear friends, then your mind, and it can create destruction inside you, inside your soul. But what is the major problem? The major problem is that majority of us, majority of the people do not use this mind correctly, or even do not use their mind, which is very bad. Mind is very powerful. Mind, how it's powerful? Everything is started with mind. We are doing this webinar. I am on my laptop. You must have logged in through your mobile phone, your gadgets, which are very, which we get fascinated through, or we get, attractive towards our gadgets. Who created those gadgets? Somebody's mind, So what is powerful? A mobile phone in a hand, or the mind that created that mobile phone? Of course, the mind that created the mobile phone. So this is the power of mind. But unfortunately, there are so many things going on in our mind. It creates a mesh of confusion, a mesh of anger, satisfaction, resentment, so many things at a single moment. And when your mind is not in balance with what you think, what you say, and what you do, then there is a problem of shakeable mind. Right? Mind is like a uncontrollable horse. You have the road, but you do not have the control, because you don't control your mind. Mind controls you. So this is a major problem. And when you have the control over your mind, which you have to learn, which you can learn with the experience, then you can reach towards the unshakable mind, when the external factors couldn't affect you, affect your mind, affect your soul. Now, if I talk, there are various foundations of life, various concepts of life. And one concept is mental charter. And what is mental charter? It is an internal monologue that runs in your brain every time. It starts with whenever you wake up in the morning, and then it remains throughout the day along with you. And now as well, mental charter is with you. It is your mind said yes, and that's why you are attending this webinar. So, my dear friends, you cannot ignore this mental charter, because it is like an unwelcomed guest to your place. He or she comes to your place, but you cannot kick him out, because it is not in our sanskars. You have to deal with it. So you cannot ignore mental charter. Either you can suppress it, you can ignore it, but you have to live with it. Because mental charter creates reality of life. Whatever you think, whatever you feel, that whatever realities you have created of life, it is due to your mental charter. So it is very important to maintain a balance between your mind, your brain, your thinking, your words, and your actions. Right? So this was a basic, very brief introduction of what is unshakable and what is mind actually. How mind plays with you.
Mr. Narula, sorry to interrupt you. There is some distraction at your end, I think so.
Again?
Yes, your voice is not very clear.
Now, hello?
Yeah, it's now clear, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I was talking about, I don't know, there is some technical issue going on. So that is another challenge of this lockdown or the digital era. But still, not losing the hope. Thank you, Madam Priyanka, for regularly informing me about the technical glitches. Okay, I was talking about the mental charter, which is very important, and you have to deal with it. You have to maintain balance between your mind, your brain, your thinking, whatever you are thinking, your thoughts, your words, and your actions. Right? So you have to maintain balance, and that is very important to have a solid foundation. Now, my next slide is, okay, before I move ahead, I'll just give you a brief of what I'll be sharing in this entire webinar. First is Iceberg of Life, then Life Trilogy, Lenses of Belief, Your Mind and its Unlimited Potential, Overcoming Negative Influences, Have a Dream and Persist Until It Comes True, Brave and Face Your Problems, Law of Attraction, and the practical tools for applying the law of attraction. So, my dear friends, I'll begin with the iceberg of life. There are two types of world. One is outer world and second is inner world, like I have mentioned below the foundation of life. Outer world, we are very aware of the outer world. Like if I talk about what's happening around in China, what's happening on our borders, what's happening in India, what's happening in other countries, if I talk about the COVID and challenges. But the major part that I am going to share today is about our inner world. What is going inside us is very important. We are so busy in our life in dealing with the external factors, with our society, with our relatives, with our friends, or the outer external world, if I say in nutshell. But what about the inner self? Our inner self is the foundation on which our mind is based on. Unshakable mind is that mind that it is not affected by anything that is affecting the outside world. If somebody, like I said earlier also, if somebody has said something to you, if for example, if I talk about your boss, it's a very regular or common phenomena when your boss insults you in front of public, or you complain to him, or he complains to you, and then you react, or your mind start thinking negative thoughts. When your mind will stop having negative thoughts, and you stop complaining for your boss, that is where you have that unshakable mind. So the foundation, like for example, if you have to build a new house or a new building, what you say to the architect or what you say to the construction people, that this building should be natural disaster free, prone area, which can resist or which can maintain that level, that in case of any earthquake or etc. or any other natural disaster, your building stays strong. So you need that firm basic strong. Similarly, who is responsible for your inner self, for your growth or the strong mind? It is you. Yes, and you have to take care of your mind on your own. You cannot be dependent on any third person or any second person, if I say. You cannot depend on your wife or your husband. Because you are responsible for your life only, nobody else. We blame God, we blame our friends, we blame our relatives, we blame our families. No, that is not process. That is, you are just shifting your burden to the other shoulders. But actually, it is you who is the creator of your life, right? I remember a very good quotation here, that there are 2 days. One day when God has given you life, and the second day when you leave this earth or when you die. In between these two, you have to manage only, right? So this is where you have your foundation should be strong. Now, if I talk about the foundation part here, our phenomena of thinking or our life is based on a very strong firm. For example, if I talk about any company or if I talk about any individual as well, until and unless the firm base isn't strong, the foundation will be very weak or very fragile. I'll give you one very good example, 2, 3 examples of our common, daily life. Why we send our children to school, or why we have done schooling. We spend our long 12 years in our school, or from pre-nursery till 12th standard. So 13, 14 years of school education. Why? What is the major purpose behind that? The major purpose behind that is to build the strong foundation. Right? So unless if you have not gone to that school, if you don't have that schooling education with you, your foundation, your power, your ability to make decisions effectively will not be there. Similarly, if I talk about cooking, I guess a majority of ladies must be attending this webinar. So if I ask you, majority of you must be having a very flair of cooking, or you are the perfect chef for your family. Until and unless you don't know the knowledge of masalas you have to pour into your, the item, the food dishes, that is the basic foundation that you have to learn. If your foundation of cooking is strong, if you have the knowledge of all the spices you have to pour in, then only you can try different dishes. And then only you can impress your husband or your family or your kids. So that is how, and the third example, if I talk, a very common example of driving. We cannot drive our car, we cannot ride our bicycle or a bike if we do not know the traffic rules and regulations. Isn't it? That is why it is a long process to have a license. Now, there are certain, if I talk about driving, you have to learn how to drive in a narrow lane. You have to learn how to drive during a rainy season, and you have to learn how to drive in hills. And there are so many other circumstances or situations where you have to drive accordingly. Until and unless your foundation is not strong in driving, you don't have knowledge of traffic rules and regulations, you do not have enough knowledge of how to drive a car, you might meet with an accident. So that is how your foundation should be strong, and that is why I have related this, because in life as well, you need to create strong foundation, you need to create strong base on which you are standing tall. Right? And the stronger the foundation will be, the more profound your decision power will be. If you can see on the presentation, the slide, if I talk about these 2 images, now I'm coming to the shape of an iceberg. If you talk about these icebergs, what is that shape? If you see the left side image, success, you can see the success, which is, a very, you can say 10 or 20% of the entire size of the iceberg. If you see beneath the the above surface, there lies the majority of the shape, the size. That is, if I compare your foundations with an iceberg, then you are just 10 to 20% of yourself in front of the outer public. I am in front of my friend, or I am in front of my colleague. What I have to show, that is just 10 to 20% of myself. But what I am inside, that is which is not visible, which is hidden, like beneath this ocean. That is what actually I am. That is my strong foundation. And you need strong foundation to run your life, to lead your life. Similarly, like an iceberg needs a strong foundation to float through an ocean. Right? So what is, we just see the success of a person. Success is here, I am successful, or my boss is successful because he's running a big company. But what is beneath that? What is inside him? We forget that. And especially if I talk about myself, if you talk about yourself, just think, what is your foundation? Is it strong? Now, what consists of that 80% of this iceberg, which is not visible to the outer world? That is hard work, that is persistence, that is late night working, that is rejections, sacrifices, discipline, criticism, doubts, failure, and risks, etc., etc., etc. So these are the things that build your foundation, that build your soul. We are not a body. A body is like a computer system, right? Soul is an operator. But the belief system, whatever we think, which I'll be talking about in my next slide about our thoughts or of our belief system, that is the operating system, right? And the negative influences or the negative thoughts is our virus that disturbs the entire soul process. And then when you have to, of course, when if we are operating our laptop, we need antivirus for our system as well. And what is our soul's antivirus? That is being spiritual, being positive. And so this all I will be sharing in our the further slides. So this is what I have to start. I had covered the mind, how our mind gets shakeable on very small circumstances, and actually who we are, what foundations we need to have. Then the shape of an iceberg, which is very important to discuss, because we didn't know. We just focus on the outer world, but what is inside, that is very important, right? So next, I'll shift to the life trilogy.
Mr. Narul, I just stop you. There is some distracting, I think, at your end. Your voice is echoing. Or you can put yourself some behind at the mic so that it might be easy.
I'm not having any, sort of... it's just laptop and me, nothing else. No external gadget.
No, you can go behind your laptop screen for some mic and then you can speak. Might some distractions gone.
Okay. Is it fine now?
Yeah. In between that, there is some distractions coming. So that's why people are like not able to listen you properly.
Okay.
You can start again.
All right, done. Okay, so I spoke about Iceberg of Life. I spoke about the shape of an iceberg, the shape of our foundation, which should be very strong. And now moving ahead, in our life, whatever we react to under any circumstances, we react to this life trilogy, or if I put in other words, that is life of a triad. If you see the prefix, that is tri, or that means three. And what are those three components? One is our thoughts, second our words, and third our actions. These all three elements are interrelated to each other. How? Whatever we think, that is our thoughts, it gets transformed or it transfers into our words, whatever we say. And whatever we say, it transforms or it transfers into whatever we do, that is our actions. So these three things are very powerful. It describes your human behavior. It describes you. It describes whatever you think. It reflects your persona. Whatever you say, it reflects you. And whatever you do, your action speaks louder than words. Right? So I would explain these three elements separately. First is thoughts. In life, or if I say every day, or after every, in a minute, we think 25 to 30 sentences. Not words, but the sentences, and thousands of thoughts per day. One of the very renowned philosophers, he said that you become what you think all day long, and you are the creator of your thoughts. Either, if you can see below that your thoughts are either a key to unlock the door to a world of happiness, or a shovel to bury you in a grave of loneliness. But the beauty is, choice is yours. It means that you have a choice either to think negative or positive. So you must have known all these concepts, but it's my duty that I can, remind you all these very basic things. Now, if I talk about the choice is yours, how to think. So I would like to describe four brief, thoughts, the types of thoughts. First is positive thoughts or pure thoughts. Second, negative thoughts. Third, neutral thoughts. Fourth, waste thoughts. So positive thoughts is I am contented, I am satisfied, I am not angry, I am happy, I love what I do. All these are positive thoughts. Negative thoughts, that includes frustration, that includes angriness, that includes jealousy, all the evils that depletes our soul. Then third, neutral thoughts. Neutral thoughts are like responsibilities, that this is my responsibility, my family is my responsibility, to deal with my friends is my responsibility, or humanity is my moral duty. These are neutral thoughts that these are basic thoughts that you know already. Last, waste thoughts. We focus more on waste thoughts. Now, waste thoughts are those thoughts that are beyond our control. Very perfect example of the thoughts that are beyond our control is, or the waste thoughts is, our past or future. Majority of the people have this problem in life that they do not live in present. They either live in past or they either think of the future. Past is gone. Past, whatever you are, it is because of past. And if you have that thought process that due to my past, my present is suffering and my future will suffer, then here you are giving wrong vibrations to yourself. Because you are living in present, and again, as I said, the choice is yours. Either you can make your future or present, or you can break your present, which will automatically lead to the a bad future. So you have to stop. For example, a very common example, when we see any tap which is running, when you see the tap is running or flowing, what you do, you think that I should not waste water, so you close that tap. Similarly, when you think wasteful thoughts, you have to be aware. You have to be aware of what you are thinking. If you are thinking waste thoughts, you have to stop. You have to close, like you have closed that tap, and then you have to move on. Here, I would like to describe the process, how to do that. After every half an hour or after every 1 hour of your day, stop, pause, stop, check, and then move on. Bring change. What we do is we get thoughts, we react, and we do actions, and the entire day is spoiled. And then you say that why it is happening to me. It is not like that, my dear friends. It is you have that power to control your thoughts. Right? So this is a very common issue with people, that they think something else, they say something else, and they do something else. So thoughts are like invisible catalysts behind the human inventions, and thoughts are like seeds of phenomena. There are so many seeds. There are seeds of confusion, there are seeds of irritation, jealousy, anger. Controlling all those thoughts is in your hands. Nobody will, guide you, or nobody will be such a well-wisher that he or she can work on you. If I am talking here, If I'm telling you all these things, it is on you if you have to implement these things or not, because I cannot force you to do that. It is yourself, your internal mind. If whatever I'm saying, if your mind can accept it or not. If you can accept that, then I am sure enough that you can lead to a better life, a positive and a happier life. Right? So now if I come to the second thing, that is words. In your life, if you think one thing and say the other thing, the world only knows what you say. As it is said that words once spoken, you cannot take those back. It is very common line, and which is very practical as well in life. Whatever you say, you become, and whatever you say, it reflects your personality. Now, if you can read the last line, which I have already read, that in your life, if you think one thing, for example, if you think, I'm a very positive soul, I do not complain, if you think this, on the other hand, you say something else. You say to your friends every time, you say to your colleagues every time that in a complaining mode, you are always on a complaint mode that yes, I have not got salaries, or my boss is not fine, he's always biased, or everything. Like for example, if your mother has cooked something and you have the habit of complaining that there is less salt in the dish. This is what? This is, you think that you're a positive soul, but you are speaking something else. Here, I would like to describe the TPOB, that is the power of vocabulary. What vocab you are using. For example, okay, all of you who are attending this webinar, I'm just asking you one question. You have to, answer that in your mind only. My question is, describe life in one word. Come on, in your mind, describe your life in one word. If you will describe, I must say that there are only 3 or 4 words which are very common. My life is beautiful, my life is a blessing, or my life is challenging, or my life is full of struggle, I hate my life, So one word is describing your life. See how many vocabulary words you're using in a day can make a large difference in your life, in your entire day, in your entire week, and entire life. So you have to be very, very careful what words you are throwing out. It is said, think before you speak. Otherwise, once spoken, your words, you cannot take them back. So this is very powerful statement, and words are very powerful. These are the external billboards of your thoughts and emotions, right? So moving ahead towards actions, the third and the final, piece of the puzzled human behavior, that is actions. And the very common example I would like to quote here of the actions is, take the example of your wife or your husband. You leave your house in the morning for office. You go back, you reach to the office, and while doing lunch, you see that your wife has not cooked good lunch. Then what you think? This thought came in your mind that my wife has cooked a very bad lunch, my friends have complained. It came in your mind, it came in your thoughts. Then you think, then after I reach home, I will complain, I will ask my wife. You reach back home, you have dinner, and then you find out that, and you share with your wife that there is less salt in this dinner as well, and my lunch was also not appropriate. It was not delicious because of certain shortcomings. Then what happens? Your wife starts arguing with you. She says that, okay, from tomorrow onwards, you cook. I'll eat how you cook. And then the arguments, you speak bad words about each other. Then you bring your past, her past experiences, past bad experiences with your wife in front of her. And then situation gets worse. That is what, and then it leads to action. Action could be beating, hitting your wife, banging each other's head into the walls, and many more. Throwing your mobile phone, breaking a glass. These are actions. What if, I'll give you one example of myself, I practice it daily. What if somebody abuses me? You know, I have friends who sometimes, at times, they have a habit of abusing, not by the heart, but then again, if I'm sharing the example of a very serious situation where somebody abuses me, you know what I do? I ignore. Why I ignore? Because I know whatever he said, whatever abusive or criticism he has given, it is his perception, his way of thinking. It doesn't reflect me. So this is what how you have to deal it. And here I would like to tell you, I would like to advise you that you should not react to the situation. You know, my friend says that you do not fight, you cannot argue. Yes, I cannot argue because it is not in my bloods. If I'll argue, the situation gets worse, and then my mental peace will be disturbed as well as of my friend as well. So why not? One should keep mum. I ignore, and then I talk and I share the problem after 2-3 days when the other person or the entire situation is calm. So this is how you have to learn how to take actions in your life. And when your thoughts will match your words and your words will match your actions, the entire life trilogy will be balanced, and then you will be able to achieve that unshakable mind. Right? So, moving ahead, the next is lenses of belief. Now, lenses of belief means what is belief? Belief is you have to believe in yourself. You have to trust your power. I have so many friends in my life, or I was having so many friends in my life, who always thought negative about themselves, who always used to say, I am useless. You know, I cannot do this, I can't do this. You know, I'm not worthy enough to do anything. You know, that is, you have lost your trust in yourself. Then how can you expect somebody will trust you? You cannot. Until and unless you don't love yourself, until and unless you don't trust yourself, nobody can trust you. So the belief system should be very strong. Belief in you, in yourself should be very strong that yes, I'm confident enough that I can do this. So this is how I have written that what you believe you can achieve. If you believe that you can get a good car in 2 or 3 year time, you can do that. But with a positive belief that yes, I can do that. No any external negative influence should be there. No negative verbalization or usage of vocabulary should be there in that 2 year process. If you do that, that is a barrier. And if you are positive enough that yes, I will buy that car in a 2 year time, how you will buy it? God is there, your hard work will be there. But your approach should be positive that yes, I can do it. That is what you believe you can achieve. Okay, I'll share 2 examples. Whenever there is a tough situation, or whenever there is a very, your relationship comes to an end, you find the path of meeting an astrologer. And then an astrologer gives you a ring, and then he says that wear that ring, situation will be okay, situation will be good enough. Now you tell me, is it due to that ring, or is it due to that your belief in that astrologer that he has blessed you, and then the things will go right? This is the latter part. It's not due to that ring. It is due to your belief in that astrologer that yes, now things will move ahead. And when that it came to your mind, in your thought, things will gradually improve. You might have experienced that. Another example of belief I would like to narrate here is of rabbits. There was a group of rabbits going in a field, and 2 of the rabbits fell into the pit, a deep pit. All other rabbits, surrounded by that pit, and those who have fallen into that pit, they are struggling to come up, to come to that level, to come out of that pit. What happened? The rabbits which are surrounding that pit, they start, screaming, and they start, demotivating those 2 rabbits that you cannot come out, give up, you cannot come out. But again, those two rabbits struggle to come out because they have a belief that they can come out. That's why they are struggling. But again, the rabbits surrounding that pit, again, they are just continuously discouraging them. You cannot come out, just give up. And out of those two rabbits, one rabbit, okay, after 15, 20 minutes of struggle, he loses hope and then he sits there. He thinks, and now, yes, I cannot go out, it's my end. But the second rabbit, despite of all the discouragement or demotivation given by his fellow rabbits, he manages to come out. And when he comes out, what other rabbits ask, how you have come out, because we have discouraged you so much. That rabbit said that I am a deaf rabbit. I cannot hear you. And I thought that you are motivating me to come out. This was the belief of that second rabbit who was a deaf. He came out just having a belief in himself that yes, he can go out, having a belief in the fellow rabbits that yes, they are motivating me, and then they'll come out. So this is how belief works. You have to, there are so many friends, there are so many relatives, or there are so many, we say, well-wishers around you, that they might be good on your face, but behind you, they might bitch about you, or they might discourage you, or they might criticize you. If that criticism affects your mind, affects you in a very bad way, it means you have an unshakable mind. But if those criticism doesn't affect, to be very honest, if I talk about myself, I give damn care of what people think of me. Because I know my worth, my Babaji knows what I am, who I am, and what are my capabilities. Nobody else knows that. Similarly, it's an advice to you, believe in yourself. Have faith in yourself that yes, whatever you're believing, you can achieve that. By thinking right, by saying right, and by doing right. So this is the power of belief, the power of faith. We should not blame anybody for our failures. We should not blame especially God for our failures. We should not ask him, why me? Because our plan is something else, but God's plan is something else. God's plan is broader than yours, positive than yours. So have faith. Have faith in you, have faith in your family, and have faith in God. Right? So what a person sees in life is filtered by his lenses of beliefs. There are lenses in front of your eyes that you filtered your thoughts and your vision, and then you believe. So you have to remove all the dark clouds from your in front of your eyes to lead a brighter future. That is called the belief system and the lenses of belief. Right? Next, the formula for success, a very short formula, that your mind and its unlimited potential. Like I said in the starting, it's the game of mind only. Right? Either your dreams or plans can lead you towards frustration, or your dreams and plans can lead you towards burnout, or simply says if your dreams and plan can lead you towards success. It just depends upon your thought process, again, your belief system. Success occurs when an individual combines their dreams with a plan and then takes action. So everything, all these things should be in harmony, which is very difficult, especially in this challenging phase. This COVID, this lockdown has created so much of criticism towards our life, so much of negative feelings or influences on our life. Our businesses are suffering, our personal life is suffering. But then again, who has managed this challenging phase is the winner. Right? And because I'm not boasting about myself, but I would like to share that in March, after 20th March, the lockdown happened. And still now I'm very positive. I never got a single negative thought about it. Why? Because my thought process is such. I work my mind in a positive manner that yes, I have accepted the situation. I've accepted the COVID. I've accepted the lockdown. That yes, I have to stay back home. For how long, we do not know in initial days. And today I'm very happy enough after seeing those people who went into depression, who committed so many mistakes in their life during this COVID period. So you should also feel blessed that yes, you are attending this webinar in a very healthier and prosperous way because your mind is stable, right? Next, nature of mind, rules of mastery, the ultimate superpower. Now, the ultimate superpower is your mind. There are certain rules that you can, work on to have that strong mind. One is thoughts, the mental world. Again, I have discussed in the previous slides that how thoughts can create your strong mind, because it's all the game of thoughts. Whatever you are, whatever your life is just due to your thoughts, no, nothing else. Second, alone responsible for your thoughts. Again, I told you that choice is yours. You have that supreme power in you. You should be aware the power of your mind. You should be the master of your mind. Like I have told you that mind is like an uncontrollable horse, but you are the master of that horse. You have that rope to control that horse. Similarly, you are only responsible for your thoughts, nobody else. Neither your mom, neither your dad, neither your wife, neither your husband, nor your children. Right? So accept that whatever you are thinking, it's just due to your lenses of belief. Next, concentrated practice for 21 days. Adopt any practice. It says if you if you want to develop any good habit, then it will take 21 days of it. I have the slide of power of habit in our next episodes, even the next slides, I will mention there. But if you want to adopt any new habit, you have to practice that thoroughly for 21 days. For example, if I talk about the thoughts, if you are getting negative thoughts, start practicing avoiding negative thoughts and start verbalizing positive thoughts for 21 days. You will automatically feel change. You will automatically feel that you are a superpower, right? Then change self-image. Very important. I had in my circle, you must be having in your circle, or you must be saying to yourself that I'm a loser. And when you say I'm a loser, you are attracting the failure towards you. So change your self-image. Nobody is, that bad. Everybody has the capabilities to stand on their feet. Just you have to change your self-image. From I'm a loser, start feeling that I'm the boss, I'm the winner. Start patting yourself. I don't want to share that, but then again, in this webinar, I would like to share every day, or say when I wake up in the morning, I pat myself that yes, I have got a new life to live. I pat myself that yes, Coverpreet, this webinar will be before starting this webinar, but yes, Coverpreet, this webinar will be very successful. It is my belief system. It is how I have created my self-image. So you have to change. If you are low, you have to think that yes, you are high, and then see the miracles, then see the magic in life. Action in that direction. You say, I don't complain, like I have said earlier. I always say I don't complain, but my actions depicts that I always complain. These are not in harmony. These both things are not in harmony. Here you have to act in that direction. Again, the action part. Practice law of attraction. I will be explaining this in my further slides, that what is law of attraction. You must have gone through it. You must have practiced it. But those who haven't, I will be discussing in my future further slides. Subconscious mind. Again, there are three types of minds. If you look back to the iceberg, if you recall the image of an iceberg, the portion that is above the ocean is your conscious mind. The portion, the very slightly beneath that conscious mind, beneath that ocean of the iceberg, is your pre-conscious mind. And the last the foundation of your mind is subconscious mind. I'll give you very short examples. Conscious mind is, I'm feeling thirsty, I need water. or I'm feeling hungry, I need something to eat. That is conscious mind, always awake. I mean, whatever you need, instantly your conscious mind knows, and you can do that. You can fulfill your desire, you can fulfill your need at that very moment. Pre-conscious mind is immediately below the conscious mind, which has a very strong connection between both, with conscious mind. For example, after 10 days or after 15 days or a couple of days, some stranger asks you about your mobile phone number. You recall and you share your number, but you do not recall your phone number daily. You recall your phone number in your pre-conscious mind, so that whenever somebody asks you after a month or after 10 days, you recall that and you share your number. That is pre-conscious mind. Then comes subconscious mind. Subconscious mind is the entire whatever you are, that is just due to your subconscious mind. Whatever you think, whatever you watch, whatever you read, that is due to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind knows everything. Subconscious mind is like whatever the past experiences you have done, it is stored in your subconscious mind, because subconscious mind is a storehouse of all whatever you're thinking, whatever you're believing, whatever you're imagining. So subconscious mind should be very strong as well, right? Then success of mechanism. Now, the nature of mind, the success mechanism, there are, again, you have to instruct your mind that will lead towards success. There is a mechanism behind that. That is values, what values you have, a person's own set of principles which you consider of great importance, belief, an idea that is accepted as true without any facts, attitude, a way of thinking or feeling with regards to someone or something. I have already discussed all these three things, but then again, the shape is different. Whatever you believe in, whatever your values are, for example, I always say, I don't lie. People say, I don't lie. That is your value, your principles, your sanskars that is there in your subconscious mind, that yes, I will never lie, or I will never cheat anybody, or I will never, beat my wife or hit my wife. Those are your sanskars, those are your values or beliefs. And then your attitude. When you meet any stranger, in a very first meeting, you can come to know with his attitude or the persona who or what that person is about, what capabilities that person has. So this is how you check a person. Attitude, a positive attitude or a negative attitude. Right? So this is how, if all these three things are in harmony again, then it will lead towards you towards success. Next, overcoming negative influences. There are so many negative influences in a day. When you wake up and you see that your mobile phone is not charged, what you do? You put your phone to a charging mode so that your mobile can get charged. What about yourself? What about your soul? So every morning when you wake up, you should charge your body. You should charge your soul. How? With positive thoughts. All those good habits which I'll be discussing in few further slides. How can you start your day on a positive note? Because in your entire busy day, you will be suffering or you will be facing negative influences. Might be at your office, might be at your place, or anywhere else. How to overcome those? One, enrich your spiritual understanding. Again, when I described in the slide of lenses of belief, that you have lenses. For example, if I talk about these, the coming month in Punjab, the coming week in Punjab is a rainy day. And whenever it rains, the dark clouds are there. But we have a belief that behind those dark clouds, there will be a sunlight. There is sun, there is a ray of hopes, ray of sunlight by God. And when rain stops and the clouds get clear, the black clouds get clear, and then you can see the bright rays of sunshine. Similarly, if I talk about our soul, there are dark clouds like negative influences or negative situations in our life in front of our eyes. So you should have power You should understand that when those clouds, the dark clouds, will be removed from your lenses, then there will be a bright day, a bright, soul will appear. The positive things will occur. How? When you will understand the spiritual process. I am not saying you have to do puja part every time. Puja part, or hymning the religious songs, or doing path, or remembering God is very important too. But then again, meditation, yoga, visualizations, law of attraction, these are many other tools that you can lift up your spiritual self. Then self-confidence. Self-confidence is, yes, in a second photograph, I believe in me. Say one time, say now, I believe in me. See, you uplift your aura. There is a broad smile on your face. That is the self-confidence. You need to have that confidence, because there is nobody on the earth who is not capable of doing anything. We all have capabilities. We all have those capabilities inside us. But you just need to be aware of those capabilities. Right? Then self-reflection. See the third image. Self-reflection is, you have to think big, that if you are here, you have to think that you are there. You have to change your self-reflection. Very perfect example is of a shadow. You always appear higher and bigger and more powerful in your shadow. And then, yes, you feel confident. Yes, I believe in me. If you will say this every day, I am good. I am a positive soul. I believe in me. I have confidence. Then you will lift up and you will see yourself here. This is the power of your thoughts. How you have to think. How you have to change your thinking process. Good, better, worse. Which direction you have to go, choice is yours. Right? Then philosophy of positive thinking. The entire process, again, it comes towards the philosophy of positive thinking. If you'll think positive, you'll attract positive. If you'll think negative, then you cannot help it out. Right? So this is how you can try to remove or overcome these negative influences. Have a dream and persist until it comes true. Set a big goal and create interim goals. The books we read in depth in our younger years have a lasting influence. Avoid books by authors with disruptive characteristics. These are certain examples. Our philosophies have tremendous influence over our lives. The seeds we sow in our minds determine our future. Now, if I talk about set a big goal and create interim goals, what are these? For example, I have explained earlier also, that think that after 2 years you need a BMW. How you will do it, you don't know, but just set a long-term goal, say of 2 years. I'm not going towards 50 years from now or 10 years from now. Just in next 2 years, I will own my own BMW. For that, it is your larger goal, but then you have to work to achieve that goal. And to achieve that, you need to break that big goal into short goals. You have to break big goals into smaller goals. Now, what are those smaller goals? For example, if I talk about myself, if I'm delivering this webinar to you today, I had 10 years of my struggle, 10 years of my short-term goals to reach here. Right? Now, if I also say that I have to build my own home, I have to work for it. And my short-term goal could be that I need a better job, because if my financial condition will be good, then only I can do that. Another goal could be I have to have a positive frame of mind. So these are small goals, or the near short-term goals that will attract that long-term goal, and the day will be near to you. Like the 2-year time will be over, you will never know how easily. So this is how, whenever you have a big goal, you have to break that into small goals. Work towards it. God also says that I help those who help themselves. So it's not that I have, imagined, I have visualized the law of attraction. I have visualized that I'll be having a BMW car, but I will just sit at back of home and I'll think that whenever it will be, 2 years time, I will have that BMW car. It's not like that. You have to work towards it. And how you have to work towards it? You have to define short-term goals to achieve that long-term goal. Right? So again, a long-term goal or a big goal has a ladder of success that you have to climb that ladder one by one step ahead. So this is how you have to set your goals. You have to work accordingly. Very interesting. The books that you read in your past or you're reading now, things you do, for example, watching television. Now, very recent example, when COVID started, when lockdown began, many of my friends or many of my relatives, even yours, they started watching news channels. Every day, or so many WhatsApp groups were created where the figures of COVID were like, these many are reported, these many cases are positive, these many deaths have occurred. Then news channels, debates. You are fond of watching those news, the negative news. So whatever you watch, whatever you read, whatever you eat, whatever you do, it has a long-lasting influence on you. You are that. That is what I said. You are what your past was. But you can be what if your future will be good if you can improve your future. So this is how. Okay, I'll share one short example of my career, my professional journey. When I was in my school, I used to give this example. It's a very interesting example. When I was in my school, when I come back home from school, and from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. in the days of Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi serial, daily soaps, so Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki, Kasauti Zindagi Ki, Gopi Bahu, all those. I used to watch those serials with my grandma. And my friends or my relatives used to say that these TV serials are watched by females, by ladies. But then I was used to it. I was so fascinated what drama is going on. Then see, I had a vision at that time that yes, I have to interview these celebrities. I have to meet these celebrities. And when I stepped into my graduation, second or the third year, I got an opportunity to visit Mumbai. I went to the 2-3 sets of daily soaps. I met celebrities. And till date, I was working with Times of India. Till date, I have interviewed more than 500 to 600 celebrities, either Punjabi or Bollywood or television stars. So that's what I'm saying. Whatever you see in your past, whatever you have seen, you will be creating that reality in you. So that was my goal, to enter into the page 3 stuff. And I am towards that goal for now as well. So unless if I would have not, watched those TV serials, I would not have covered these stars. So this is how what you are because of what you have seen, what you have read, and what you have done in your past. And whatever you are doing, that will create your future. Then avoid books by the authors with destructive characteristics, watching things that destruct your soul. Sometimes if I talk about the negative news on television, news channels about COVID, if I especially mention, that my friends or relatives used to say that television, news channels they have no other work of showing all these destructive material. Come on, guys. I just explain them. I just give my reasoning to them that yes, it is their job to inform you. Whether they are informing in a sensuous way, whether they are informing you in a form of yellow journalism, it is on you. You have to accept it or not. If you feel that something destructive is coming on television, change your channel. Here is your mistake also. You take maza after watching those things. You find happiness in yes, okay, I am saved. In my locality, there are no cases, but in other localities, there are so many cases that yes, we are saved. It gives you, a sense of contentment, but yes, it also gives you a negative influence. So it is in your hands again. If you do not watch, you don't want to watch such serials, or do not want to watch such destructive or negative news on air, change, switch. Nobody has stopped you. But then again, it should come from your mind that you have to see something else, right? Our philosophies have tremendous influence over our lives. Whatever you follow, right? If I talk about myself, I do not follow anybody actually. I just grab good points from the people. I grab a good point from a kid as well. I grab a good point from, or a good learning from an adult, from my elders, or from the influencers like Barack Obama. If I talk about myself, then I regularly watch the, motivational speakers, on the YouTube, the motivational lectures, but I do not continuously or thoroughly or deeply follow them. I just take good points, I implement, I see that yes, these good points are good for me, and then I lead my life very positively. So this is how the philosophies that you have, they have tremendous influence over your life. Brave and face your problems. Here I would like to describe what a problem is. We always complain, God, why me? Why this problem with me? One problem finishes, the second comes. Why? See, problems are gifts to us. How we take those problems depends on us again. If you feel low that yes, this problem is with me, and then I have to deal it with strongly, then yes, it's good. You are confident enough. But then again, if you think and you'll feel low that why I have this problem, why God has done, then you will lead to anger, frustration, depression, and then again, you can commit suicide as well, which so many news have been occurring in the recent past because they could not deal with those problems in life. Problems, you should welcome problems because there are different flavors of problems. Being a student, there are so many, colleges also have collaborated with us, and there could be many students as well. For students, the problem could be finishing off the homework, or scoring good in exams. For professionals like us, the problems are different, like meeting deadlines. Especially in my field of journalism and mass communication and media, we need to meet deadlines. That is our pressure, our problem. Another problems could be the home problems, the problem with your wife, with your relationships, with your relatives. Problems are there, but you have to face those problems with a brave heart. I'll just end this topic of problems on a very lighter note. My friends, I'm a single. Okay, I'll claim here. I'll really reveal here that I'm single. And my friends used to ask me, the married friends used to ask me that, you don't have any problem, na? And I go, no. Then they say, okay, then get married. They say that if you want to have problems, you have to attract problems, then you should marry. They think that it's a very usual phenomena. It's a very usual conversation that a bachelor and a married man, or especially male, can do. So, on a serious note, you should welcome problems. The flavors are different, but you should be brave enough. You should be confident enough that you can face those problems on a positive note. Right? Clean out the cobwebs from your mind. Face your problems positively and use them for your personal growth. We can get through it when we are pushed to the limit. Use positive affirmations to motivate and encourage yourself. Use the power of habit. So clean out the cobwebs from your mind. Whatever the chaos is going on, whatever the mess is in your mind, you have to clean that. Nobody will do that. Like I said that you have to charge your mobile phone every day, every morning. Similarly, you have to charge yourself up, your mind, right? So not getting into detail because I've already discussed all these things. Face your problems positively and use them for your growth. We can get through it when we are pushed to the limit. If I'm explaining all these things, it means you might get a little push towards a better future. If you somehow are feeling low before attending this webinar, and you might get a push now. So you need someone, but above all, you need yourself first. You need to accept yourself first that yes, I am here. You do your SWOT analysis, and then what are your weaknesses? Work towards those weaknesses. Convert those weaknesses into strengths. Only you can do it. Nobody else can do it. Use positive affirmations to motivate and encourage yourself. Like I was said earlier, that I have the habit of patting myself or appreciating myself or giving compliments to me. I stand in front of the mirror and I say, "Oh yeah, I'm looking so beautiful. I'm looking so handsome. My turban is looking so I'm looking like a king." You know, this is what you have to appreciate yourself. Nobody says, okay, in our schooling, or if no, there are so many people. If I give an example of dark colored people, they feel hesitate going out, stepping out. Why? Because they think they are not beautiful. People will not accept them. It's not like that. If you feel so, in schooling, it happens usually. When I was also in school, I was a fatty guy, and my students, my classmates used to tease me that, oh, you are fatty, But then again, if you are dealing with that till now in any situation, in any other circumstances that you are, not feeling good or you are feeling low about yourself, start using positive vocabulary or positive words or self affirmations for yourself. Right? I'll be the best version of you, or I am the best version of myself. I am beautiful. I am strong. I am a good cook. I am a good educator. So these are little positive affirmations that can change your life. Try it. So this is what I have to tell you, that start using positive affirmations, self affirmations for at least continuous 21 days and see a change in you. You will be glad to know, you will be glad to meet a new soul, a new person of you. Right? Use the power of habit. See, very simple thing. Do you want to change any habit? If no, then you can quit this flow chart. But if you want to have a change in yourself, if you want to adopt a new habit, then you have to diagnose these three parts of the habit. One is the cue, the second is the reward, and the third is the routine, that is practice. Here I would like to describe, if I told you that when this habit comes, I will explain you about how you have to start your day. A very brief 4 or 5 points I would like to describe here that you can adopt in your daily life whenever you wake up. First, whenever you wake up, thank God. First one is gratitude. First, start saying thank you. Start extending gratitude towards God, towards your relatives, towards your surroundings. That yes, first, when you wake up, thank you, God, you have given me a new life, a new day. You have opened my eyes. That is a gift from your God. When you open your eyes, it's a gift. So start extending gratitude for little things, right? Second, do the little things better. For example, when you wake up in the morning, you should, clean your bed, make your bed clean, so that if you go out for your work or for your schooling, and when you come back after a hectic or a negative or a busy schedule, if you come back to your room and if you see the beautiful bed has been made by you in the morning, you will feel relaxed and then you'll get a good sleep. Or vice versa, you do not clean your bed, you step out of your house, and then you have a very bad day. You come back, you see the mess around your bed, then that frustration level, that irritation level will increase, and you will not fall asleep. So this is the second habit. You need to do little things better. The bigger things will get better automatically. Right? Extend gratitude, do little things better. Third is help someone. How to help someone? I'm not saying you to help materialistically. I'm not saying you to increase the child labor or increase child begging, that you have given rupees to a beggar. It's a help, of course, but I'm not talking about only materialistic help. One smile. When you see any friend or a relative or any person feeling low or sitting like this, in depression or he's sad, just pass a smile and say you are looking beautiful, you are looking good. See, automatically the person in front of you, opposite you, will feel charged. He will feel good. So that is, you have helped somebody. Even if, for example, a very short example, in every home maids come, and if you offer a glass of water to your maid when she enters, she will feel good and then she will work good. That is how the process is. That is each and every action will lead towards a better future. So this is another habit. Help somebody. Fourth, last but not the least, you have to see positive in everything and trust his broader plan. Whatever whatever is done, whatever has gone, is done for a good. If this COVID is there is something good in it, good behind it. Trust his plan. So these are little bit habits that I suggest you should do, and you will feel change in 1 week, or if you do continuously for 21 days. So use that power of habit. If you see some good habit in other person, adopt that immediately without any hesitation. Right? But then again, for all these things, you should be aware of what you are doing. Right? Okay, the very interesting topic, law of attraction. We are, going towards the end of our webinar. So the law of attraction. What is law of attraction? It's a power of thought. People say, or sometimes they relate law of attraction towards religion. It's not any religious activity. It's not any religious practice. Law of attraction, there should be no question in this that how and why this will work. This is a very thumb rule or a basic rule of law of attraction, that do not ask how and why it will happen. Just manifest your dream. Rest is the part universe will do. You must have seen Om Shanti Om movie, Bollywood movie. Puri kainat lag jati hai. That is what? It is true. Just think, just imagine, start believing, start manifesting it, start, say, yes, I have a BMW car. Might be after 2 years, but say today that I have a BMW car. Attract that thing. Whatever you need. If you need an iPhone, attract. I have an iPhone. Thank you for giving me iPhone. This thanks will be good enough to attract the universe towards it, and you will be getting that. I am saying this because I have experienced and I am experiencing this thing. Because law of attraction is the secret, and this secret works. So here, if you see the image, prosperity, manifestation, abundance, dream, expansion, resonance, wealth, joy, consciousness, awareness, attitude, intention, attention, creation, health, feeling, wish. These are all the parts of the game of law of attraction. If you want something, if you want to achieve something, attract that. But in the present tense. Because I want to describe you one thing here. Whatever the thought you create, or whatever your subconscious mind will understand, it will understand in the present tense. That yes, I am confident, or I have iPhone, I have BMW car, or I have passed my board examinations, I have topped my board examinations. Attract that. This is the power of law of attraction. You will say that whatever I've said is easy to say, but difficult to do. But no, nothing is difficult. It's just you need practice. Right? So you should not underestimate the power of your thoughts. So it's just a game of thoughts. Now, if I talk about subconscious mind, as I described earlier, that subconscious mind is a storehouse where all the bulk of your past experiences, your thoughts, your incidents, your happenings, your challenges have been stored deep in your subconscious mind. That reflects your personality. The subconscious mind only thinks in the present. That's what I said. You have to affirm in the present way, in the present tense. The subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what is real and what is imagined. But again, attract it, you'll do it. Your conscious mind is logical, rational, analytical. Your subconscious is illogical, irrational, non-analytical. Your subconscious mind believes anything that you feed, whether it makes no sense, no logic sense at all. But whatever you feed it, the subconscious mind will receive it, and it will be there for your entire life. Your conscious mind knows that it takes time to action goals, but in your subconscious mind, program it to believe you have already attained them right now. That is how you have to program your subconscious mind. Here, the law of attraction, the visualizations, the verbalization, the power of vocabulary plays. So everything is interrelated, my dear friends. So 10% is your conscious mind, 90% is a game of subconscious mind. Subconscious mind knows your imagination, habits, beliefs, emotions, values, protective reactions, intuition, long-term memory. But your conscious mind knows willpower, short-term memory, critical thinking, and logical thinking. Right? The emotional guidance scale, upward spiral, downward spiral. If you look at these two images very carefully, if I talk about the upward spiral, how you get charged. This is number one, joy, knowledge, empowerment, freedom, love, appreciation. If you start with 7th point, that is the upward spiral, contentment, hopeful, optimism, positive expectation of belief, enthusiasm, passion, and last but not the least, love, appreciation, joy, or knowledge. The empowered soul. This is how you lift yourself up like a spiral. But one failure or one challenge or one problem in front of you, you experience the downward spiral. That is, you feel bored at times, pessimism, frustration, irritation, disappointment, doubt, worry, blame, discouragement, anger, revenge, hatred, jealousy, insecurity, fear, depression, powerlessness, victim, and thus end of life. So, which spiral you want to adopt is in your hands. These are certain emotions, but you have to work on those emotions. Nobody else can work on those. Right? So these are different emotions that influence the organs of the body. Love is like a fire, It is said, depression, contempt, pride, shame. So these are little different emotions that you need to understand and then work on those. Now, last slide is practical tools for applying the law of attraction. Again, I've told you that in a morning habit, you need to, extend gratitude, right? I am grateful for what? So these are so many things that you should be grateful for. I am grateful for art, music, passion, creativity, Mother Earth, family, friends, health, sun, for my work, for my job, for the clean food that I'm having, for my teachers, for my schooling life, for my college, for my lecturers. Everything you should be grateful for. We forget. We just demand from God. We never thank God. You should change this habit and start the practice of gratitude and saying, appreciating yourself, appreciating things that you have. Meditation, meditation acts as a bridge. It acts as a bridge between your conscious and the subconscious mind. So whenever you are feeling low, just sit in a alone room where nobody is there. Just do meditation for at least 10 minutes, and you will feel change in your aura. You will release those positive hormones in you if you do this meditation thing. Visualization. Again, I need a BMW car. Visualize it. Bubbles, on your head, in your mind, that yes, I'm driving a BMW car. That is visualization. If you visualize it, then you can achieve it. Wish, intention, receive. I wish for having a BMW car, but my intention should also be pure. It should be inspired. It should be passionate. It should be in present. Strength, determination, trust. You should trust your intuition, your intention, which will lead towards receiving of that product, receiving of that wish. Excitement, joy, happiness, gratitude, success. So this is the entire process of visualization. right? Positive affirmations again, I am confident, colorful. These are tools that I've already discussed. But then again, just to sum up, these are certain tools. Vision board is very important. What I've done is, see, if you can see the background, or if you see my room, I have displayed various, motivational quotations in front of me. Whenever I wake up in the morning, I look at these quotations and then I feel inspired. Similarly, it is called a vision board for your dreams. If you have a dream, you have a dream of becoming an actor. Display the images of your favorite or the inspirational figures or actors in your room, wherever you live. And whenever you see those images on daily basis, you will be focusing on that goal, and then you can achieve that goal. So that is the work of vision board. Your dreams are visually displayed in your surroundings. So this is the other tool. So my dear friends, before I end, I would like to tell you that we have covered all these points, right? That our mind is like an iceberg, it should have a strong foundation. And our thoughts, words, and actions should be in a harmony, so that whatever you think, whatever you say, and whatever you do should be equally balanced. And if you all do all these things using these tools of law of attraction or negative influences, how to overcome that, whatever we have discussed, and face problems strongly and bravely, and thinking that yes, I have confidence that I can lead a better and a positive life, then nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you, and then you can persist your dream until it comes true. Thank you so much. And I believe that on this pious occasion of Guru Purnima today, I have given you some knowledge. And now, if any questions are there or any discussion you want to do, you can do, so that I can also learn something before I leave. So thank you so much for listening to me. And I'll hand over this mic to Madam Priyanka now.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Narula, for this wonderful, enlightening, inspirational, motivational talk. I really very much inspired with your talk that you have
Thank you so
throughout the
much, ma'am.
session. We have some questions from our live audience. There
Yeah,
is
ma'am.
one question from Mr. Devesh. Some people blame us unexpectedly, even if we are right. How to handle this situation?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The answer to this question is very simple. I've already said that stop blaming others, right? If we will stop blaming others, and if we will take the charge of ourselves, that yes, I am responsible for everything, then it will never matter what other people are saying. Like I gave my example during the webinar, that if somebody abuses me or say something, criticize me, I don't pay damn care to him or her, even if he or she is my close friend, until and unless you think that he is wrong or right. If he is wrong, accept that politely. If that blame is wrong, then do not pay attention, do not react to him or her. If you think that blame is right, sit back, think why he has said that. And if you think that blame is right, accept that, work on it, apologize it. But if you think it doesn't matter to you, or if that blame is wrong, then do not pay damn care. Do not pay attention to that. Do not spoil your mental peace. Yeah, ma'am.
Thank you for the answer. There is one more question from Mridul Kumar. If
Ji.
you think ourselves as I can do everything, then it will definitely give birth to ego inside us. And according to Bhagavad Gita, ego and narcissism lead to downfall of a person. What to do?
See, again, you have brought a thought that if I can do everything, if I am not dependent on anything, then I can form an ego. I can build that quality or this quality of egoism in me. If you have brought that thing already in your mindset, in your thought, that if I do everything, if I am a superpower, then I'll be egoistic. Again, आपके तो thought में already आ चुका है. It is already there in your thought. You have to change your thought. It's never like that. It depends on you how to do that. If I am saying that everything I can do anything, I have confidence in me. I never said that I am overconfident or I have jealousy or have egoism in me. It depends again your thought process. And even if you say yes, Bhagavad Gita, not only Bhagavad Gita, other religious scriptures also mention this, that egoism and jealousy, frustration, these all are negative evils that you have to work on. And you can just work on your thoughts. If you think that after doing everything on your own, ego will be there or attitude will be there, then you have to change your thought process. You have to work on your thoughts first. Nobody is saying that it will create egoism. You are saying you have questioned because you think somewhere back in your mind, back in your thought process that yes, if I do everything that I can create, it can lead to egoism. So work on your thoughts. It's never like that. It's just your thought process, my dear friend. Ji ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. There is one more question
Ji.
from Kavi. Does positive thinking of a problem event takes into account of negative aspects?
It means that if we are positive, then it will lead to some negative results as well.
Yes.
See, I guess it's questioned by Carrie, right?
Yeah.
Positive and negative, both are parts of life. A coin has two sides, flip it, either you get tail or you get heads. Similarly, there are positive and negative influences in your life, there are positive and negative thoughts in your life. But if you lead to positivity, of course, negativity will follow you. It is said, if there is day, there is night. If there is sun, there will be moon. Similarly, if there is positivity, there will be negativity also. You have to accept. I'm not saying you that you will be positive forever. No. You will be positive, but negativity will be following you. Accept that negativity. Do not ever ignore. Like I said in the starting, you can ignore your mental charter, but you have to live with it. Similarly, you can live with positive aspects, but that negativity will follow you. Accept that, work on that, but do not let that negative influence harm you in any way. So accept both things, but work on more on positive, convert that negativity into positivity. Ji ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. There is one more question from Chaitanya. Why people do any criminal activity but they realize later they were wrong? Just want to know state of mind while doing any crime activities.
Again, the answer, Chaitanya, the answer is same. I have already explained that you never know your state of mind. That is how I said in the starting that you have to be aware of whatever you are thinking. If you are aware of your thought process, if you are aware of your surroundings, then nobody can harm you. Also, you are saying that if somebody commits a crime and then realize it later, how did he realize it? It means he has worked upon himself. He was not in that state at that time. For example, if I talk about the recent suicide case of a Bollywood actor, you never know. He had millions of followers or lovers or fans on social media, in reality as well. But somewhere he was alone deep inside. He couldn't manage whatever his surroundings or whatever the news we are hearing. That is how he lost that confidence in himself. He lost the mental power to think or the reasoning of thinking. He lost that. But then again, it's a part of life. Like I said, problems. Criminals are not negative souls. I always say that if I'm a thief, for example, if I'm a thief, it doesn't mean I was born thief. I was a born negative soul. No. Circumstances were like that it converted a positive soul into a negative soul, a innocent soul into a criminal. But he answered that question in his question only, that a criminal committed suicide. He worked on him and he realized it later that it was wrong. It means he started working on himself. So we can never say that we will not commit mistakes. Mistakes are part and parcel of life. You have to learn from those. It should not harm. But yes, the state of mind that you are dealing before committing suicide is bad. And that's what I'm saying. This webinar course, or whatever the motivational lectures you hear, or whatever we say that you should adopt that positive attitude, it's just because you should not reach to that level that you commit any crime or commit anything against nature. That is why you have to develop that positive attitude or your belief system accordingly. That is why this webinar or the other motivational videos that you hear, they inspire you not to reach to that level. Ji ma'am.
Yeah. There is one question from Subhadra. Though deserve all the qualities like experience, qualifications, having trouble to catching promotion, so long because of same politics, how to overcome it?
Again, these all, like we said, that I am successful, I have money, I have a good job, I have good qualification, a good degree in my hand. But then again, I'm a shikar of politics at my workplace. How to overcome that? See, never be a part of that politics. I will say it again. Choice is yours. You have either you want to enjoy that politics. I'll give you my example. I also work in an organization. Every organization has politics. It's on me whether I have to get involved into that politics, or I have to leave that boundary, or have to make my circles around me that politics does not reach to me. This is again the power you have to learn. You have to adopt that power, that you should not be the part of that politics. Politics is everywhere. You cannot ignore it. You just accept it, be a part of it, or not to be a part of it. It is in your hands. If you have a good degree in your hand, and still you are facing that politics, it means you are lacking somewhere. Your organization is not bad. You are lacking somewhere. You have to work on yourself. If I find any person negative around me, I ignore that person. I do not let that person come near to me. If I think that person or that politics will destroy me or destruct my mental peace, I will avoid. I will leave that part. I will leave that situation, and I will ignore that completely. So it is all in your hands, as I said. Your thoughts, your life. You are the creator. Ji ma'am.
Yeah. There is one more question from Mr. Sunil. Can someone is completely conscious in trance? Is breathing influence emotional states? What does it mean to go into a trance?
Kindly pardon, please.
Yeah.
If
Can someone is completely conscious in trance? Is breathing influence emotional states? What does it mean to go into a trance?
See, again, I would relate this question to understand the spiritual journey, right? If you are talking about your breathing, if you're talking about your spiritual journey, you have to get formal training for it, because your every breathe will affect your entire soul process, your soul, operating system. So for that, you need to understand, like I have told in my one of the slides, that you have to understand the spiritual journey as well. Only positivity or listening to the positive webinars or positive motivational videos will not help you. You have to practice it, and the spirituality is a very deep and long process that you have to practice, right? So take a formal training for that, and because breathing is a part of that journey, the trance journey, and you have to have that formal training so that you can reach to that level of the same. Because we can just guide you, but then again, there are certain professional things or the practical things that you have to adopt and practice for that. जी मैम.
Yeah. There's one more question. Is commitment is a continuous discipline, and is it a human value, or how we can relate it in terms of growth, practice, and success?
Okay, see, uh, commitment means a promise that I promise you that I will. If I talk about my wife, or if you talk about your spouse, you promise him or her to keep her happy. Or if I talk about my professional journey, I promise my boss that I will take your company to this next level in coming time. We do all such commitments. Commitment is very important. It reflects your personality, but then again, commit then only when you are able to do that. You should be aware of your power. If you have the ability that you say yes, I can do that. I can bring change in your organization. You are committing to your boss. You have to fulfill that commitment as well. Why? Because commitment plays a very vital role. It is a very basic and important principle of your life, or one of the moral values that you create. You have. It reflects your personality. If you commit and you cannot fulfill it, then it will be a bad impression on your part. So commit only that thing that you know that you are able to fulfill that. Right? So it's very important to think before committing, and never commit anything whenever you are angry or whenever you are happy in order to please anybody. Right? So sit back again, think calmly, and think all the logics, pros and cons, and then only give any commitment. See, ma'am.
Yeah. There is one more question from Mr. Sayyed. How to
Okay.
focus on our dreams and try to achieve our dreams?
Again, I have already mentioned in my one of the slides of the goal slide that if one goal is of building a house in another 10 years of time, that is your dream house to build. That is a long term goal. You need to work for that. You need to again I'm describing that my slide. You need to break that long term goal into smaller goals, work towards it, visualize it. All those tools that I have described is your answer. Law of attraction, visualization, positive commitment, positive affirmations. So these are all things. If you will practice those things, you will definitely achieve that desire, or you will definitely achieve that big dream. Ji ma'am.
Thank you so much for the answer. There is one more question from Mr. Manoj. If
Okay.
somebody always commenting on us and our body figure, and he's making others to the some other wants to like they wants to how to control in that situation ourselves, basically how to motivate us in that particular situation.
See, Dr. Manoj, do you think you are fat? Just an example. If you think you are fat, work on it. If you do not think you are fat, and somebody, your relative or your friend or any stranger says that you comments on you that you are sad, ignore it. That's what I already said, ignore. That is what, in order to have that unshakable or a strong mind, you need to ignore what the outer negative influences are. If those negative influences or the negative criticism or the comments affect you, it means you still have to work on yourself. You still have to work on your thought process. The acceptance. I'm not saying to accept that comment, but yes, if you think you are fat, work on it. So what? But if you think you're not fat and people are teasing you with that, ignore. If you will react, it will again that's with the thought, words, actions. It will lead to bad action. The best policy is ignorance. But again, if you think he is right, he is commenting you right, accept that and work on yourself. Why to fight or why to argue? There's no reason of arguing. So just it's in your hands. Accept it, work on it. If you think he is saying bullshit, ignore all those things. Never mind. You know yourself, you know your worth. Ji
Yeah.
ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Narula. There is one more question from Mr. Raja. How to overcome the student's problem, like did not completed homework, tests, disciplines, problems, everything is going around and around. So how we can overcome that situations?
See, one was completing homework and second was discipline, right?
Discipline, test.
Okay. Uh, not completing your homework on time, fair enough. I mean, if it's that not important or it's you're not meeting any deadline, it's okay. But you have kept two examples. One is homework and one is discipline in life. This is much stronger and heavier than a single day of homework. Leave that aside. If your student, if your child is not able to complete the homework on time, start practicing it, but do not criticize him, do not scold him that why you have not done this homework. Understand your child, where that child is lacking. Understand the reason behind not completing that homework rather than just scolding him that complete your homework, why you have not done, hitting him. No. Here, you as a parent or you as a guide, you have to play a very important role, because whatever action you will take at that very moment, your child will accept that, and that action will remain into his subconscious mind for a longer time. So do not worry if your child, if your any student is, I am not perfect. Nobody is perfect. You need time to get perfection. And I believe whenever, until and unless, you are on a deathbed, you are still learning and you are still growing. So these are very small things. With the passage of time, your child will be able to adopt all those things of discipline, of moral values, of principles. Homework is a very short, very simple thing. You cannot compare it. But then again, understand the situation of that child, the reason behind all those shortcomings, and as a guide, as a parent, work on these. This is what teachers do. Teachers, they realize, they observe the strengths and the weaknesses of the students, and then they start working on them. So here, instead of reacting, work on him. Ji ma'am.
Thank you for the answer. There is one more question from Mr. Abhijit. Do you agree to the statement the fate and future of a person is more or less fixed in the situation and location where he or has born?
Sorry ma'am, couldn't get, your voice was breaking. Please repeat.
Do you agree to the statement the fate and future of a person is more or less fixed in the situation and location where he is there or has born?
Exactly. Yes, I agree to it. See, one thing is you are planning for your future. So there I'm not accepting this thing, because future is uncertain. I never think of future. I never think of where and what I'll be after 2 years or 5 years down the lane. But yes, whatever you are today, it will reflect or attract your future. Again, yes, whatever you are today is because of your past. If your past was bad, full of struggle, full of challenges or negative influences, it will definitely reflect on your aura. And if you will not improve your aura in the current time, then you will be leading towards same future that you had similarly in the past. Yes, I believe, I accept the statement that whatever situation you are currently in, living in, or you are surrounded with, this will reflect or this will impact your future. So that is why there's these motivational webinars and all these things. You have to start practicing from today. If you feel you are lacking somewhere, first thing is ignore past, forget the past experience because it is gone. Again, those things that do not control those things, do not think those things which are beyond your control. Past is gone. Live in present, improve your present. It will definitely lead to towards the better future. Ji ma'am.
Thank you for the answer. There is the last question from the participant end. How to maintain enthusiasm?
Okay, a very good question. People usually, my friends or my colleagues usually say me that my face reflects very peaceful or I always keep on smiling. This is what you have to practice. How you keep your enthusiasm strong, how you can, boost your charge yourself up is practicing gratitude and appreciating yourself and the things you have even in the toughest time. People say that we have maza or we enjoy every phase. If we have gone for a movie, we say, yeah, maza aa gaya, kaisi movie, itni achhi movie thi, such a beautiful movie, I enjoyed that. If there's a new restaurant, you eat, you say, yes, it's a very good restaurant. It serves so delicious, dishes. Means I search for happiness in everything. I search for positivity in everything that lifts up my morale and keep me boosted and my enthusiasm. So start appreciating yourself, pat yourself every day, be confident, and last words, as it's a last question, last words is stay positive, stay fit, stay healthy, and keep spreading smiles, and yes, keep appreciating yourself. जी मैम. Hello. Ma'am, I cannot hear you.
Yeah, thank you for the answer. Now we have all done our questions from our participants, and sorry if we can't address any one of your questions because we are also take a lot of time of the participants and people still waiting, and it's now lunchtime going on and going on. I just like to thank you, Mr. Narula, for this wonderful enlightened session. Professor,
it was my pleasure. Yeah.
Professor Neelam Ghuge for the association for this webinar. So,
thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, if you would like to add something.
Narulaji, thank you very much. You have given really good information. You have given so that whatever our viewers are there, they came out from their whatever thing they are thinking कि नहीं. कई बार क्या होता है कि कुछ नेगेटिविटी आ जाती है लेकिन मैं बाहर बोल नहीं पाता. But now we have cleared their ideas. Thank you so much, Narulaji. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, sir. My pleasure.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Narula. Now we can end the session, and I know you all are waiting for the feedback link. Feedback link will be available on journal website in 5 minutes. Just wait for 5 minutes. You will get the website, everything detail on the website. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.